Organization 767151 for help. Get your health care back. Call 501-376-7151.
Okay, so that's me.
Oh.
Do I just press stop? Do I just press stop?
Uh-huh.
Just press stop?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was you playing.
I am playing this now. Can I hear us now?
Uh-uh.
Oh. You thought it was just me playing?
No, that song that was coming on. I thought playing that song.
She's got a beautiful skin, a radiant beam in the night. I don't need no light to see you shine. It's your golden eye. You slow down time in your golden eye. Okay. We were just two lovers, feet up on the dash, driving over fast, running through the summer. Radio on gas, let the moment last, she gets a lot power. Minutes feel like hours. She was honest, can you even imagine falling like a day for her? I'm alive, she's got glow on her face, her various look in her eyes. Her angel of light. I was all alone in the love. I'm alive, that beautiful skin.
Are here in the spirit of oneness to have this conversation today about how do you see me? What do you see when you look at me? And we're going to use that song that was actually Austin Crute singing that song. He's a young Black man covering the song for an artist whose name is LVKE. I want to call him Luke. LVKE is name, but usually because we center Black bodies in this space, it is important for me to experiencing a lack of equity. So many of you may not know Austin Crute until today, but you already know LVKE, Luke. And so we give Black people in particular, an opportunity to be showcased in this space. So that's Austin Crute singing. I think the name of the song is Golden Hour. The name of the song is Golden Hour. And our conversation for today is rooted in that song and the lyrics of that song, Golden Hour. So we'll be talking more about that in just a minute. But before I keep running my mouth, let me pause for just a minute to express my gratitude for you showing up in this space. We realize and we recognize with all of the multitude, the plethora of streaming platforms from which you have to choose, for you to stop right here for this entire hour to listen and to comment and to call in. We appreciate that. KABF 88.3 FM is a local community radio station, 100,000 watts of community radio, and we are also streaming globally. So we appreciate you. We appreciate your giving. Sonia, we have not forgotten about you. Thank you so much for your gifts. We thank you for however you show up. We appreciate you so much. And I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to hear from our co-host, Pastor Toney Orr is in the house. He has a lot to say this morning, so I'm going to give him this time so that when he finishes, I can just roll with it.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday so far. First of all, I just want to thank you once again for showing up and listening to Community Voices this morning. Also, just want to thank all of you who took the time to pledge or send a donation in during our last pledge drive of the year. The pledges are, every day I'm getting envelopes and from all of you who sent pledges in. Also, I'm looking at PayPal and I'm looking at the people who have donated online, and I'm sending out T-shirts and coffee to those who requested premiums. And I just want to once again thank you, and continue to pledge, continue to donate, continue to send finances in that will help KABF 88.3 FM. I want to respond to Phyllis Brown. Phyllis Brown is an avid listener to KABF 88.3. I know she listened to a lot of different shows here on the station, and
Agent says she has no sound on Facebook. We're trying to figure this out, what's going on. Um, we are, I want to talk about the EJI tidbit that grounds us in this space of the question that I've been pondering is, well, I don't even think it's a question, just the declaration that the obvious message that I am receiving from this world about Black bodies is that there's a blatant disregard. I mean, it is just vicious, it's atrocious, it's undeniable, it's in our face, it is matter of fact, just the blatant disregard for human bodies. And I was thinking about this song, Golden Hour, because I heard it in Zumba. It's one of the cool down songs that Susan uses in the morning, the 6 o'clock class, Monday through Friday. And it was something about the song that was, that made me say, I
learned behavior that is hard for a lot of people past that to see a person as a human being. When you was talking about the crime show, I thought about what happened. Two cases. Rodney King was beaten uh, to me based on what has always happened to Black bodies.
Hold on just a minute, Tony, because you said you just got 2 cases, so I feel like you're going to go on for a minute, and I got this call.
Go
Let me
ahead.
see if I trying to figure out what's going on with the phones. We're trying to figure out what's going on with we're trying to figure out what's going on with StreamYard. Okay, so sound came back up on StreamYard, but every time my video stops, the sound stops. And so we're having problems. We're trying to work on that. I see you calling, caller, but whenever I click on and I say something to you, we lose you on the device. So we're just trying to figure this out. We're talking about the blatant disregard of Black bodies. And so Tony wants to talk about Rodney King, also wants to talk about O.J. Simpson. And while he's working, I want to bring up Dexter Wade, because Dexter Wade is a young man who was in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, where I was born and where I matriculated until I was well into my was I in my third? Well, I don't know, but I stayed there a long time into my adult life. And this Black man left his mama's house with a friend and was walking wherever he was walking. And then he gets to the highway Interstate 55. And as he is crossing the highway, he is hit by an off-duty police officer who is in his cruiser. The off-duty police officer hits him and kills him. The body goes to the coroner's office, and even though they find, later we get the report that they find a wallet on him that has his name, Dexter Wade, and the address to his mama's house. They claim that they don't have any identification, but the coroner does say that they find, everybody says, yeah, but there was a prescription bottle with his name on it in his pocket. So if you have his name on a prescription bottle, that means that you can call the pharmacy and you can tell the pharmacy to look up the record, and the record can tell you what his address is, and you can drive to the address and see his mama. So they claim that they did not know how to get in touch with the mama because they called her one time and she did not answer. So something must be wrong with the phone. We could not find a way to call his mama, even though his mama was calling them every day, constantly, on a consistent basis. I don't know if it was every day, but on a consistent basis, saying, where is my son? I'm looking for my son. She's filed a missing person report. Now they know they've got somebody that they don't know who it is. Well, they got a name, but they claim they don't know who it is. So this body is going from the coroner's office, ends up being ends up being buried in a pauper's field, ends up being buried in the penal farm. So behind the prison is where they got him buried, somewhere in the woods, with just a marker with the number 672 on it. Even though his mama is looking for him, even though they know they have this body that was dead, and the coroner keeps calling, coroner keeps calling. But the police department can't seem to figure it out. They said, it was just miscommunication between the coroner's office and the Office of Investigations and the Office of, like, everybody it was miscommunication. And so finally, 172 days later, they find out the woman, Miss Betterstein, they find out where her son is, and she's like, oh my goodness. And they take her to where her son is, and she just breaks down crying, like, you got him out there in this field, like, with a number on him, like, I want. And she just breaks down, and she's apologizing to Dexter. Oh my goodness, baby, I didn't know. I've been looking for you. I didn't know this is where you were. I did not know they had done this to you. Then they want to charge her $250 to get the body out of the pauper's field from behind the penal farm. And she's got to figure out how to raise this money. But they come up with this agreement that they're going to exhume the body so that he can have a proper burial. So they agree that they're going to exhume the body at 11:30. So the attorney for the family shows up at 10:30 for the exhumation to find out that the body's already gone. They've already gotten the body out of the ground without even telling his mama. So you buried him in this field with a number without telling his mama. Then you lied to her and said that she would be able to see him come up out of the field, but you did that without her permission. Then you want her to be charged for the expense of it all because y'all got miscommunication when this police officer killed this black man, and the mayor, who is black, stands up and says, oh, wait, there was no malicious intent. All of this was just miscommunication. That's all. And then there's a new sheriff in town. The sheriff comes in and says, I done put people in place so this will never happen again. What? You done put people so now you've put people in place so this won't happen again. But before, there were people in place who would allow this to happen. So there are people in place who look at this black body and see Emmett Till. There are people in place who look at this body and see Rodney King. There are people in place who look at this body and see black, and therefore I can be brutalized. What do you see when you look at my black body? That's the question I'm asking everybody to answer, even black people. What do you see? Because if you could see human.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. Hey, Ezekiel. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Ezekiel. So I got a little confused when Ezekiel said it's not the same. Like what was happening back in Mississippi in 1955 is not the same. And I'm kind of confused because I read the tidbit from August 28th in 1955 about this mother who finds out that her son has been tortured and killed and murdered and buried without her knowledge. And then when she finally is able to see his body, if she were not his mother, the body would have been unrecognizable. That was in August of 1955. But now here we are in August of 2023, where you have a mother whose black son, both of them black sons, whose black son is tortured and murdered and buried without her knowledge. And then when she finds the body, she recognizes the body, but the body is, his leg has been amputated, and he's got multiple blunt force trauma to his body by from getting hit by this off-duty police officer driving the police car. So from 1955 to 2023, two black mothers with black sons, their sons leave their homes and they're expecting their sons to return, but they don't. And they're looking for their sons, can't find their sons, can't get answers for their sons, only to finally find out that their sons have been murdered, their bodies have been brutalized, and now the state wants to act like they don't know what's going on. They go, in Emmett Till's case, they acquit the murderers. And in this case, the mayor and the chief of police stand up at an event and say, we want to offer you our prayers and our condolences. This shouldn't have happened because it's miscommunication. So when you say that things are different, I'm trying to figure that out, because that's why we keep reading the EJI tidbits, because things are not different. Yes, if you're saying look through the lens of the media, how the media is being used, how the media was being used when Martin Luther King and Emmett Till, the way they used the pictures, it was a different time. If you want to talk about the media, yes. That's why who was it that said these things have been happening? It's just that we got it on film now. So nothing has changed. So I got a little bit confused because these two black mothers have very similar experiences, one from 1955 and one from 2023. Deidre says, it always takes a Negro to help white inhumanity to succeed. It always takes a Negro to help white inhumanity to succeed. Deidre, I wish you had I wish I could articulate what was in my body when I saw those three black men on the back of that truck with Emmett Till's body. I could not, I didn't remember that part of the story. I did not remember that there were three black men on the truck. I didn't. And I just want to say it one more time. It always takes a Negro to help white inhumanity to succeed. Caller, you are live on the air, KBF 88.3 FM. Thanks for calling. I think so, because we can hear you.
Well, first of all, first thing I want to say is that number one, each DJ, each host of their show, it's their show. So if they want to let somebody answer, if they want to answer a phone, they can. If they don't have to. So we open it up for the community, and when we're trying to get a point to the community, we want that feedback for the community. And as far as Arkansas being a special place, this arc of safety, we are in a place where we have a administration who's trying to take away health care for people. We're an administration that's trying to destroy education for Black people. We're in a place where you can't even afford to live day to day with the little piece of change they give you every day. And another thing, so one of the things you have to do, if you don't let people know where they came from, if you don't let people know what's going on around them, if you don't let people know, especially Black people, that they're still being maligned, that they're still being brutalized, that they're still being used, if you don't let them know that, if you can't wake them up to that, then yes, they're gonna stay asleep, they're gonna stay abused, they gonna.
Yeah, your emotions are running high.
The
critique is against me, but your emotions are.
Oh no, because that's what happens. That's what happens. That's the trick or treat. You call to trying to throw a treat out about what we should do, and in the process, you getting tricked. You getting tricked. We're trying to enlighten, educate, and empower. But you said that this is a special place. Where do you live at?
Well, it goes back to what Deidre said a few minutes ago. It always takes a Negro to help white inhumanity to succeed. Phyllis Brown does have a response to Solar Bean. So what is the end result, Solar Bean? We need more Nat Turners. And what do you mean by balance with this show? And then she goes on to say, it's not personal. We are all victims. It's not personal. We are all victims. And so I want to respond to Solar Bean because I know that he's not the only one who feels the way that he feels about this show. If he were to grade me, he's going to give me a D, which is just one step up from failure. And the primary concern about giving me a D is because I don't allow the community to talk as much as he thinks that the community should. Well, you can go ahead and prepare the report card for next year as well, because I am not going to stop doing the show the way that I believe the show is going to be run. And I take your critique in the spirit that it is given, that you want to just tell me what you're feeling and what you are thinking. But the purpose of my hosting, I can't speak for any other show on KABL, is to make sure that I center the lives of Black bodies so that we can continue to realize that our liberation is tied up in each other. And if Black people ain't free, nobody is free. So regardless of your identities, whether you are talking about the system, whether you are white, whether you are brown, whether you are transgender, whether you are gay, it does not matter whatever your marginalized identity, you are experiencing the same oppression, the same discrimination. It just looks different based on your identity. So because I'm centering the Black identity, I'm going to talk about the lived experience so that it can be raised to the level of consciousness for us all, so we can figure out what we need to do. And what I think Solar Bean needs to do is get his own show, for one thing. So you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, the way that you want to talk about it, rather than take up the time where we are trying to move forward. We are trying to educate. We are trying to empower. We are trying to push. We are trying to nudge. We are trying to fight. That's what we're trying to do. And if your energy cannot do that, then perhaps this is not the show for you. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with people, with Toney coming to me and saying, you lost a viewer this week. I am okay with that, because I believe that losing one will gain two. That's what I'm believing. And your girl Lola just stepped in, so we know what's about to happen for the next 2 hours. You got Jazz. Lola's got her own show, and she does it the way she wants to. She sent us the ladies usually in the morning. Let's start with the ladies first. And we're going to get you going with this jazz that's going to get into your body and begin to ask you, what do you see when you see yourself, especially when you get to moving with the rhythm. And it's even more particular when you hear the words as they challenge you to think about what's happening in your life. So we're going to get Miss Lola started with your girl, Jill Scott singing Living My Life Like It's Golden. Stay right here. Don't touch that dial for the next 2 hours. You want to hear what Lola has to play. See y'all soon.